24 years old, Niko Springer, in his first European Tour final.
Game on.
Throwing first in his first European Tour final, having come through his first European Tour quarter-final and semi-final. And before we go too far down the road in this one, a special mention for our match referee as well. George Noble, a notable occasion for the puppy as well. Paul Nicholson will reveal all. Rob Malarkey in the chair for this one. Niko alongside me to watch Niko against Jonny Clayton.
Yeah, I can't wait for this game to really pop, because it will. But yeah, George Noble refereeing. Could be his last European Tour event. He's a very busy man these days. He doesn't do as much refereeing. But even he, with all of his decades of experience, will be very excited about this.
45.
This is the top table versus the next gen. It's as simple as that. And it's double 16, and it's a lead already for Springer. He's out of the blocks the same way he was in the semis.
Well, all about the start for Niko Springer as well. He's been a terrific front runner in this tournament so far, in the matches that he's won so far.
140.
Just to reiterate the calibre of opposition that he's overcome already this weekend. Jermaine Wattimena, European Championship finalist last year. Stephen Bunting, the world #4. Martin Schindler, Germany's #1. Another European Tour champion in the shape of Ricardo Pietreczko in the quarterfinals. And then Wessel Nijman, another one of these millennial stars. 7-3 in their semi-final, and here we are up against a two-time European Tour champion in the shape of Jonny Clayton. Clayton starting this one the favourite, but he might not be favourites for too much longer, because Springer is down to 81 after 9 darts ball.
97.
Springer has already sprung double 12. Half of that. And he was on the move on dart 3. Opens up the door for Jonny to equalise.
Bullseye.
59.
That was close.
So missed darts already at double 12 and double 6, but no mistake this time around. And despite those slip-ups, it's still a 13-darter. And I think we're watching something, well, already we are watching something astonishing, and we could be watching something really special. Interesting, the lyrics in his walk-on song, "We're going to be legends." And I think Niko Springer could really be legendary this weekend. We're going to get their attention as well. Another line from that song. I think it sums up Niko Springer's weekend perfectly.
He proves more than one thing this weekend. One, he is for real. He's more than just hype. And the other thing is,
83.
at this level of darts, you don't have to have a nickname that's in English.
I like it. Mainzebub.
Yeah, all of the German and Dutch dart players have all got English nicknames. Why? Why can't you have a nickname in your language?
Absolutely. Totally on board with that one as well.
100.
Just that continental touch that we were talking about earlier with that semi-final against Nijman. But yeah, Springer, I mean, let's not forget as well as the names that are reeled off a few moments ago, the 5 players he's already beaten. Let's not forget he's seen off 3 players in qualifying for this as well.
82.
In Hildesheim in the middle of May,
66.
including a 6-0 win against Martin Luitman. Double 16 for a 3-0 lead for Niko Springer. This is going alarmingly well so far. 12 darter, 13 darter, 15 darter. And Jonny Clayton is playing catch-up.
When Niko was born, Jonny was playing for his county, and he was hoping to play for his country. 24 years later, he's up against him for the first time. He doesn't know anything about Niko and how to play him. He's doing it for the first time tonight, and he's thinking at the minute, where did you dig up this kid? Clayton's played phenomenally in this tournament.
60.
He's taken out the world #1, but already he needs to find a comeback. And he doesn't want to go through a final loss here again. It hurt him last year.
Well, when Jonny Clayton won his tour card at the start of 2015, Niko Springer was 14 years old.
121.
It is the next gen rising. 1-2-1 here for Clayton. Treble 17 for a shot at the bullseye.
89.
Well, he's laid up. I thought he might go for it. So did the cameraman as well. I thought he might just need some impetus there, Paul. You look surprised as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised. He usually goes for that shot no matter what.
32.
But maybe it was the right player. It was.
Full play, Jonny Clayton.
There's a real pace about this game.
Niko to throw first.
On the bright side, Clayton's had a better start than Wessel Nyman. He's only 3-1 down, not 4-1 down.
Well, there is that. And of course, Jonny Clayton has been resilient in the extreme
95.
at times today and over the course of this weekend as well. Especially in that win against Ross Smith. Danny Noppert as well in the quarter-final. Luke Humphries 7-5 in his semi-final.
I have a feeling that
96.
Niko is going to be quite popular in Leverkusen next week.
I would say that is a fairly safe bet, yeah. No longer will Niko
140.
be the surprise package.
Yeah, he's no longer an underdog. You can't play that card anymore.
55.
Sorry, Niko.
Niko, you require 87.
4-1 beckons. Smart. It's 8-8. He's just triple checking.
Yeah, 71 scored, so
79.
Oh, thank goodness for that. I thought he was going to go for the 19s. Does it make any difference? It doesn't, because this guy's doubling, just like Clayton in this tournament, is at the level of complete class. We talked earlier in the event about Jan van Veen being at 47% after 4 to 5 months of the season. That's where these guys are at in this tournament.
well, in his quarter-final against Pietreczko, he had a 13-dart break, a 14-darter, a 13-darter, 11, 14 and 12. 180 plays, 180. Springer looking to embellish what he's done so far in this leg. He's halfway there, remember, first to 8 in this final on the European Tour. Jonny Clayton, can he fill it up? Yes, he can.
If we're being frank, he needs to.
92, Jonny, you're above 44.
One leg he's won was in 13. This could be a little bit better. Not yet. And Springer does have one of these in this tournament. If he gets another one, it could have been within 3 of the championship.
Yeah, I would not have ruled it out, certainly, and I think he fancied his chances there. Pursed lips as he missed his first dart. Double 8 here, though, for Clayton for 4-2 and a holder throw, and a much-needed holder throw as well.
So Niko to throw first.
Niko Springer is averaging 106 and a bit at the moment. That's a lovely message from daughter to father.
Yeah, it's not actually common knowledge. It is now, thanks to young Noble, but this is going to be the last European Tour event for George Noble. He's been here since the very start of it.
Yeah, and maybe fitting that as George moves away from the European Tour, we have new names coming through, new stars of the future coming through on the stage as well. Niko Springer just cannot stay away from these big trebles at times. It's just compelling stuff. Johnny's having to work really hard here just to stay in touch and hanging on to the coattails, or trying to hang on to the coattails.
Well, Johnny's going to have to take this out now. He needs to get to double 8. He's not going to get there. And Springer might, in fact, be 3 away. How has he got that in there? What a dart that was.
Might all be in vain, though. The crowd want Johnny to respond. They're playing their part, or trying to play their part, but Niko Springer handled all this so well in his semi-final against Wessel Nyman. And let's not forget, Niko Springer, it wasn't so long ago that he was competing at the UK Open. He reached the 3rd round, but in his first round win against Kordecker, he produced an average of 115.92. The warning signs were there, and they've been there for some time as well before that.
The second best average in the history of the UK Open. The only person who's done better is Philip Douglas Taylor. The evidence is there. He's 5-2 up against Clayton, who's playing very well here. He's averaging nearly 101, and he is going through the gears a little bit here.
100.
I have just reminded myself as well that he actually beat another European Tour champion in qualifying for this as well. He beat Jose de Sousa in round 2.
Johnny record 121.
Well, Johnny's got 6 darts from here for a holder throw. I think Niko will be happy with all this, because as long as he fulfills his business on throw, then he'll be there. Easier said than done, of course, as he gets closer to the finish line. That's where the real test will come.
Johnny record 24.
He just flung those away, didn't he? Yeah, you can have this leg, I'll just take the next one. And he gets the legs, so there you go, it is 5-3.
If that's the case, you know, that can be dangerous, but okay, I think there's a lot to be said for energy conservation.
You know the booing aspect of the crowd here?
81.
It's pointless. It's like booing a Terminator.
Yeah, he's repellent to it, absolutely repellent.
It's the same with Jonny Clayton. We've spoken about it. He's the guy that you would send in to get the points for you on foreign soil.
59.
He desperately wants to get this championship. If he gets 3 European Tour victories, he will join
100.
a list of players on 3, which is incredibly impressive. One of them
97.
is Luke Littler. One of them is Martin Schindler, and there are plenty more. People like Gary Anderson,
121.
Joe Cullen, Mensur Suljevic, Ian White. They've all got 3, and Johnny really wants a 3rd.
Just look what he's left himself again. We've had a succession. We've had 4 14-dart legs in succession. We won't have one here.
135.
But this could be a very spectacular 15-dart leg for Niko Springer if he can find this big fish, which he can't. So Jonny Clayton will return looking
96. Johnny record
at a very
62.
realistic prospect of a break of throw here to get closer to Niko Springer. And he's got it as well. Right off Jonny Clayton at your peril. He's in touch, he's involved, he's in the hunt. And it's 5-4.
Nyman didn't get this close in the middle portion of the semi.
41.
Now Niko's got a ferret looking up his trouser leg.
60.
Well, Jonny
Now we're
Clayton,
about to find out what he's made of.
Jonny Clayton was 4-3 down against Luke Humphries, came through to win that one 7-5. That deficit won't have been a concern for him. Pretty much led all the way in his match against Danny Noppert.
I've been looking through the finals record of Springer. He's been in finals in the Challenge Tour. That was 4 years ago. He lost that final. Development Tour, 10 finals, 3 wins. Next Gen Darts in Central Europe, 5 finals, 4 wins. But to have someone of his talent playing Next Gen Darts is basically unfair.
And the biggest call of the lot as far as resilience is concerned for Jonny Clayton. He benefited when Ross Smith missed 2 darts at double 8 for a 5-1 lead in their encounter in round 3. Could have been a very different weekend for Jonny Clayton, but this is for parity at 5 apiece.
It's going to be 19 for double 16 here. Double 16 it is. And a tied match after 10. 1 World Championship set between these two now will dictate who gets their name on that trophy. The 7th winner on the European Tour this season will be either from Wales or Germany. Wales hasn't had a winner on the European Tour since Johnny won his 2nd green jacket.
And we are, of course, guaranteed another new name on the roll of honour for European Tour darts this year as well. 7 different tournaments, and we will have 7 different winners.
96.
Got to say, that 65 checkout from Jonny Clayton, only 65, but the way he went about it, very impressive indeed after that loose first start on 14s.
140.
Or on the single 14, I should say.
He is genuinely as cool as a cucumber, and he doesn't even like cucumbers.
58.
But he's taking this game by the scruff of the neck. In the top table against the next gen, the top table are flexing their muscles
60.
now.
Yeah, Niko's just lost his way a little bit. The average has come down a few points, 6 points or so over the last 3 legs, down to 100.36. Jonny just hovering above the ton mark as well. It's a quality, high-scoring encounter. Niko needs to raise his levels once again. The 161 ain't happening here. Niko Springer, I said it was all about satisfying his side of the equation on throw. And he's got a chance to do it here, but he needs to. Jonny Clayton waiting on 24, just in case. Tops here for Springer for 6-5.
59.
The single was nice and low.
24.
He didn't have to move that much. But Jonny might be moving something else that's more important, and that's the score counter. 4 legs in a row for Jonny Clayton.
Well, he's moving mountains as well, if you ask me. That's 4 legs on the spin, and all 4 legs that he's won in quick succession, 15 darts or fewer. That was a 13-darter, and that was a break of throw. And all of a sudden, Jonny Clayton is in pole position, and he's 2 away. He trailed 3-0 in this one. Springer with a lightning fast start. Just look at that standard, though. Pretty much from the word go, right across the board, across 11 legs here. That's why both players are averaging over a ton. It is magical numbers, elite level stuff from these two. And let's not just keep remembering Springer playing in his first Euro Tour final.
57.
When Jonny has lost a European Tour final, he's lost to someone winning their first title. Devin Peterson, back in 2020 at the German Darts Championship. Devin was unbelievable at that time. And Josh Rock last year was winning his first, but it wasn't his first final.
161 plays 170, but Springer will come and have a look at this, and this is a helping hand. Vital last dart for Jonny Clayton. 2 darts away should he return. Springer can't get the 170. Clayton, that last dart could make a heck of a difference.
Springer just can't stop the rock. If Clayton takes this, he might be unstoppable. He goes for the 51 and gets it. Can he find tops after bending that wire? Wow, what a shot that is! What a player Jonny Clayton is! And in the last 5 legs, everything has been 5 visits. This is a standard that you want to play and execute in a final, and Jonny Clayton is doing it right here in Rosmalen. He owns this place.
Jonny Clayton trailed what seems like moments ago 5-2. He all of a sudden leads 7-5. A 15-darter. Just look at the technique on that dart. Absolutely brilliant. And Niko Springer looks disappointed, but I think he can only just stand there and just admire what he's just seen. Powerless to do anything about that. Jonny Clayton, take a bow. He's 1 away.
Niko is averaging 100 for the tournament. He's averaging 3% more in this game, and it's not enough. That's how well Jonny is playing. When he comes to Rosmalen, he turns into a superhero at the minute. He's creating this win streak in this town that could be mythical.
99.
Niko needs to survive here and put a little burst in.
Just needs a leg, just needs to stop the rock somehow. 38-point score, just needs to set this up. No dramas there.
67.
Well, how about this for a showstopper, Paul? Jonny Clayton, 167. Oh, just beyond words. Oh.
142.
That is a warning shot, Niko. 1 dart for the title has been missed. Keep him at bay, and you never know. It's now 7-6, but that is only a hold of throw.
13-darter for Niko Springer to keep him going.
95.
And, well, how fitting would it be, Paul, if we had a final featuring George Noble in his last European Tour event going the distance, all 15 legs. The irony, I don't think, will be lost on George or indeed many other people.
And in no time at all, this game has been quick.
Jonny Clayton missed dart at the bullseye for a 167 checkout that would have given him the title.
84.
Springer clinging on, but this is a bad position in this leg.
98.
That is further bad news.
Yeah, that is too. Single 20 needs
54.
something here, and that could well be that. Jonny Clayton has a little bit of a cushion, in fact more than a little bit of a cushion. It's a nice little security blanket for him right now, but he's not taken full advantage. It could have been a lot better, but down to a finish first on throw here for an 8-6 potential scoreline.
Yeah, it does look as if this tournament may be over in a short amount of time. He goes for the 19s, he needs 4, doesn't get more than 1.
Well, that's the 26 that his chips off.
46.
Jonny Clayton 80 points away. What pressure can Springer apply here? Not a great deal.
Jonny, you require 80.
Still not down to a finish. Jonny Clayton steps up to the plate once again, gets the treble. 2 darts at double 10 for the title.
70.
Interesting, because if you cast your mind back 12 months when Clayton was in Niko's shoes,
55.
this tournament
Jonny
was won
require 10.
by Josh Rock on double 5. He's not going to go for double 5.
He's going for double 4 and he's going for double 2. And having squandered match darts already, Jonny Clayton is a European Tour champion once again.
Champion Jonny Clayton.
2 times a winner in Austria. Jonny Clayton, beaten finalist 12 months ago, returns to Rosmalen, a happy hunting ground for him, taking the Players' Championship title here recently, but now taking a European Tour title at the expense of Niko Springer. A weekend to remember for Niko, you have to say, as the qualifier came through to his first European Tour final. But for Jonny Clayton, that is a very, very significant achievement. He's beaten along the way former European champion Ross Smith. He's beaten Danny Noppert, the Dutch #1. He's beaten the world #1 as well. And now he's seen off the young pretender Niko Springer. You're going to see a lot more of him on the European Tour. You're going to see him next weekend in Leverkusen as well. But Paul Nicholson, Jonny Clayton is the champion, and a very worthy one as well.
Absolutely. And if he keeps winning in Rosmalen, he's going to move here. His record in this building is getting a little bit ridiculous. Finally he wins away from Graz, and it is redemption in Rosmalen for Jonny Clayton.
15 individual PDC titles for Jonny Clayton as he celebrates with the crowd. And now we can go down to the business of the presentation ceremony on stage. Niko Springer will be our runner-up, and Jonny Clayton will, in a moment or two, be crowned champion here at the Dutch Darts Championship. A 7th nail